Welcome back to Heavy Duty. Today, we're turning back the clock to 1930 to check out one of the trucks that helped build America, the Dodge pickup from the early days of workhorse machines. Long before the Ram badge came along, Dodge was already building tough, no-nonsense trucks for farmers, builders, and anyone who needed to haul, move, or get the job done without excuses. The 1930 Dodge truck had a bold, upright look that defined early utility vehicles. It sat tall on narrow wheels with big, balloon-style tires that gave it ground clearance and grip on dirt roads and uneven paths. The front end was all business: a steel radiator shell, a flat hood, and round headlamps mounted on a bar that stretched between the fenders. The body was boxy and rugged, designed more for strength than for beauty, but even so, there's a kind of charm in its industrial simplicity. Wood side rails were common in the bed, and many came with stake bed configurations for carrying larger loads. Step into the cab, and it's a very different world from today's pickups. The interior was stripped down to the essentials: a thin bench seat, metal dash, and just a handful of gauges and knobs. You'll find a large steering wheel necessary to manage the unassisted steering, and a floor-mounted gear shifter with a long throw and a firm feel. The windows operated by hand cranks, and the floor might have had a simple rubber mat or even just exposed metal. But what it lacked in comfort, it made up for in raw, mechanical honesty. Everything you touched had a purpose. Under the hood, the 1930 Dodge truck was typically powered by a flathead inline-six engine. It made around 60 horsepower, which may not sound like much today, but for a one-ton truck in 1930, it was more than enough to pull a heavy load or carry tools and goods across town. It was paired with a manual transmission, usually a 3-speed, and rear-wheel drive. Performance was measured in torque and toughness, not speed. It could cruise at 35 to 45 miles per hour, and that was plenty for the roads of the time. Back then, you could pick one up for just a few $100s, serious money during the Great Depression, but worth it if your livelihood depended on it. Today, a restored 1930 Dodge truck can fetch anywhere between $25,000 and $50,000, depending on originality, condition, and history. That's it for this classic American hauler. Hit that subscribe button for more timeless machines. You're watching Heavy Duty, where real trucks never go out of style.